The film is set in the small town of Wengenberg, where a young girl named Yennefer lives in a cattleman's family with a crooked face and a disgusting hump. Because of her ugly appearance, the locals constantly ridicule her. One day, when Yennefer is once again mocked by a pair of local young men, she accidentally opens a portal to the magical Tor Lara in Aretusa, where she meets the young wizard Istrid. He is worried because all magic leaves traces that wizards can use to track anyone who has even a trace of magic in them. He decides to save the budding sorceress and opens a safe portal that takes her away from home. Sometime later, a beautiful and wealthy lady comes to the girl's father's farm to buy a pig, but after seeing the girl, she says she also wants to buy her. The father, who does not hide his disgust for his daughter, sells her for half the price of the animal, despite the mother's pleas. She recognizes the lady as a witch. So Yennefer ends up at the magical school of the Enchantress Decided Freeze, where several girls are already studying. At first, Yennefer takes the separation from home painfully and is deeply hurt by how low her father judged her. She even tries to commit suicide. But when classes begin, she learns that the young wizard was right. It was her accidental wizardry that caused the wave and drew the attention of the school's rector. The wizard is Desire. The girls studying at the school have also shown the same unusual abilities. Soon Desire holds the first test. The girls must lift a stone and a flower without touching them, using a spell. Most of them manage the task more or less successfully, but Yennefer fails. Stubbornly, the girl tries again and again until Desire stops her. Frustrated, Yennefer runs away. Later she finds Istrid in the cave and tells him her name. Sometime afterward, Desire trains her female pupils to recognize man's greatest fear. She seats the girls in pairs and orders them to look into each other's eyes until they enter their rival's mind. Yennefer is paired with a girl to encourage her, but she fails again. Desire is furious, saying Yennefer is useless because she is lying to herself. Even if she were beautiful, no one would love her. Yet she is not the only one with problems, and Yennefer shares hers with her only friend Istrid, who speaks about his own schooling. He too had trouble with everything. The boy offers to read her mind, and the girl succeeds. One night, Desire wakes the girls in the middle of a storm and takes them to the Tor Lara, the most powerful magical place on the continent, whose entrance is open only to members of the Wizard Brotherhood. Today there will be a test in controlling the flows of chaos, which requires catching lightning in a bottle. The girls do not believe such a thing is possible, and some receive strong shocks even after catching the lightning. Then Yennefer's turn comes, and she raises the bottle, but it is thrown back against the wall. Enraged, she directs her power at her luckier opponent, and Desire blocks her mental strike. Later she reprimands her apprentice. She almost killed someone today, which means her emotions can ruin her. She cannot be sure that Yennefer will not follow her feelings and harm the wizarding court, for she once intended to become a court sorceress, and the weak have no place near a ruler. The Enchantress already doubts that there is anything in her that the wizarding chapter needs. Frustrated, the Yennefer tells Istrid everything, but most importantly, the Enchantress knows about them, and they will not be able to see each other again. The guy is willing to show her other, older, and more powerful magic, but it is very dangerous. He shows her the skulls of the dead elves who built Aretusa. They were the first wizards of the continent, and they built all the magical places, but humans came to the continent and slaughtered them. Eastwood gives her a flower that can only grow with the elder blood. He recites a spell, and by repeating it, the girl opens a portal. The astonished wizard does not understand how she managed to do it the first time, and Yennefer confesses that her real father was a half-elf who died in the purge. It was his blood that made her ugly. The boy kisses Yennefer and confesses his love. Later, she shows Desai the flower. It turns out that this was her assignment, to obtain the plant by applying the skills of false emotion. Yennefer hopes to be advanced. The Enchantress promises that she will soon hear and know when it is time. Meanwhile, Istrid is also reporting to his mentor Stregabar about what he has learned about the girl. One night, Yennefer hears a knock at her neighbor's door and, taking the flower, goes after them. She peeks out as Desire turns the four of them into eels. The Enchantress knows the girl is there and tells Orisa to come out, then pushes her former fellow students into the water. They are now the conduits of magic for Aretusa. Yennefer carries this out and then sees many silhouettes of former schoolmates in the water. Time passes, and Yennefer enjoys a love affair with Istrid, using what she has learned to intensify the effect of intimacy. One day she even creates an entire crowd to witness their closeness and then rewards the lovers with applause. The guy is amazed by her imagination and wonders what she will come up with next. So the day of the final rite is approaching, after which they will become masters of their own destiny. Yennefer dreams of graduating from Aretusa and returning to her native Aden as a powerful sorceress, so she can show her longtime abusers and her father what she has achieved. In addition, all Aretusa graduates are perfected before being sent to the various kingdoms. All physical defects are removed, and this awaits Yennefer as well. The wizard in charge shows her his work, the flawless beauty of the graduates, and promises her an equally wonderful result. He suggests making her complexion noble and strong gray. Tissaia, on the other hand, teaches her to look in the mirror and see what Yennefer herself wants. She orders the girl to close her eyes and imagine the most powerful woman in the world. Yennefer follows the order, but still does not see the promised beauty. Meanwhile, the chapter of wizards gathers in Aretusa to decide whether graduates should be sent out, because all kings need court wizards. Then it emerges that one of the council leaders, the wizard Stregobor, knows that Yennefer is a quarter elf, which means she will not be accepted at Aretusa, where there is prejudice against elves. The chapter votes to send Yennefer to Nilfgaard, which the aspiring enchantress dislikes. She demands an audience with the chapter, but Desire declares herself responsible for the distribution. Yennefer is beside herself. She has no intention of wasting her life serving the king of a small southern kingdom and the lover of women. The tutor reminds her of her elven blood, and the girl realizes how Stregobor knew about it. The initiation ceremony begins, but Yennefer does not attend. Worried, Istrid finds the letter to her father, asking him to confirm that she is his own daughter. The boy does not believe this letter can persuade the chapter, but the girl simply does not know what to do, for even if Easter disproves his words about her origins, no one will believe him anymore. The engender is frustrated. She does not know why Stregobor needed this information, and she has already missed all the initiation spells. Eastridge suggests that she go with him, since he has been offered the chance to become an explorer. They could travel across the continent and discover the unknowable, but unexpectedly, the girl cruelly mocks his plan. She is not going to dig through the dust of the Aegis at all, and these are his dreams and intentions. In her view, as always, he does not even ask. Istrid is shocked. Yennefer is nothing like he thought she was, and he says he believes she is angry because she missed her chance to find beauty, while a girl needs power, and she did not go through so much hardship at magic school for nothing. Yennefer runs to the enchantress in charge of perfection and demands to be shown her art. Not even the absence of a potion to dull the terrible pain that accompanies the transformation process stops her. As the magician begins, Yennefer asks for her eyes and the cuts on her hand to be left as a reminder of her former weakness, and the wizard tells her that every magic has a price. Once reborn, she will not be able to walk. Still, the girl agrees to everything, even to the removal of her womb, which is necessary for a complete transformation. The magician recites spells, and the girl screams in terrible pain, tearing the chains that bind her to the table. Her spine straightens, her whole body seems to melt and shift from one form to another, and at last, writhing in agony, Yennefer loses consciousness. Meanwhile, in the main hall of Aretusa, the initiation ball continues. Suddenly, Desire sees a door opening, and there stands an unusually beautiful girl with violet eyes. She realizes that Yennefer has disobeyed her orders and tells her to take her away, but it is too late. The adorned ruler has already noticed the beauty. He invites her to dance and expresses his wish to see her as court wizard in his kingdom. Desire has no choice but to retreat and watch the dance of the king and the enchantress from afar. Directed based on a series of books by Sapkowski, The Witcher is quite curious, fascinating, and vivid. The atmosphere of magic, the world of monsters, and steel swords has been transferred quite well, so the adventures of the female protagonist will be even more exciting in the next episodes.